This is Cruise Control.
Your on-air automotive magazine with co-hosts Fred Staab and Les Jackson. Everything you need to know about new and used cars. Industry news. We'll fix or repair your car on the air. Fasten your seatbelts and let us take the wheel. Now, your ride is about to begin. Because you're on Cruise Control. Cruise Control. Cruise Control.
And hello, welcome to Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine. We are here, as we always are, faithfully. I'm Les Jackson. That's Fred Staab over in the other seat.
Hello.
He's got hello, Fred. He's got a huge stack of information. I am polishing the foot ornament on the Smedley La Tourette. Out in the driveway. I have no idea. I thought you bought it.
No, I'm not sure what that is, but I'm sure we can get parts for it.
Oh, sure. But anyway, we have lots of stories on cars you can buy, which are many, many, many different models. And speaking of many, many different models, Ford is stockpiling thousands of new F-150s. We'll tell you what's behind that.
Because you can never have enough F-150s. That's got to be. That's got to be.
Have to buy them in pairs now.
Yeah, we'll have pricing info on some of Nissan's products, including the Leaf and the updated Murano. So if you're on the market for Nissan, it's good information.
That's right. And Toyota shows off its second-generation Mirai fuel cell vehicle. I have a great picture of me in the first-generation one. I should post that.
Yeah, why don't you? And take a guess, Les Jackson. What's the most popular color for cars across the globe? Lime green. No. Well,
I sincerely hope it's not pink.
Yeah.
But anyway.
We'll tell you.
That's right. Plus, what do you do if you're a manufacturer and you feel your vehicle deserves a better safety rating?
Well, we'll tell you what manufacturer did that. And you are going to have an at-the-wheel review of the 2020 Toyota Corolla SE. Less expensive wheels with all the latest safety features. You don't have to spend a lot of money to get a brand new vehicle.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
All when we get rolling on Cruise Control. We'll talk about that and more. So, a lot to get to. Les also got a great deal if you're looking for buying a Ford Escape, which is a cool vehicle.
That's right.
Yeah. And we'll have a cool story about how a guy bought a Corvair and found somebody's class ring.
That's neat.
And managed to get it back to them. So, got a ton of stuff to get to on Cruise Control Radio. Don't forget, you can go over to cruisecontrolradio.com as your jumping off point for all the links to our social media pages, including our Facebook page and more, cruisecontrolradio.com. When we come back, we're going to tell you why Ford is stockpiling thousands of new F-150s. Of course, a big year for Ford, bringing out the brand new F-150. So stay tuned to Cruise Control Radio, your on-air automotive magazine. We'll be right back. Listen to the live feed of Cruise Control Radio every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Go to www.cruisecontrolradio.com to find out how to do it. Is your car starting to show its age? Over time, paint becomes oxidized, faded, and scratched. But you can restore that tired paint and repair those scratches with the paint restoration system from 3M. It's an affordable way to make those repairs in your garage in just one afternoon with basic tools. The kit contains all of the restoration products and polishing pads you need to bring your vehicle's paint back to like-new condition. For more information, visit www.3mcarcare.com.
Cruise Control.
And welcome back to Cruise Control Radio, your on-air automotive magazine. Secret stockpiles. Burgeoning amounts of the brand new F-150. What is going on? This is according to the Detroit Free Press. They report that the F-150 stockpile is huge and growing. Over 7,000 new, fresh off the line trucks. And they are getting final inspections. These are some of the earliest F-150s off the line. They are saleable. They, as you were saying during the break, they do have VIN codes. And the idea was to get as many 2021 F-150s out there so there will be no shortages and people could get there to their Ford dealer and buy one. What do you think of that?
That's right. Yeah. That was pretty smart, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that the dealers will sell every single one of them, in the next month.
Yeah.
Because people that buy a truck want that truck and they want it now.
Yep. And they say demand has already exceeded supply for the new F-150. Will that reign ever stop as the best-selling vehicle in the U.S.?
Well, it has to. I mean, it can't last forever.
Although it's been, 40 years, something like that?
Well, 39, I think.
Yeah. So these are early build examples. They require final inspections before shipping. Nothing wrong with a lot of final inspections, is it?
Well, actually, I like that. It's like a refurbished computer.
They've really gone through it, although this is a brand new truck, but it's been looked at very closely, and there's nothing wrong with that. And they go through a final quality check before they're released, and they're not going to have any shortage of these trucks. What is it that a brand new one rolls off the assembly line? How often?
That was something like every 45 seconds or
something like that.
It was an incredible number.
That was the quote when Elon Musk said something about Ford, and someone at Ford responded and said, "You want to talk about production? Okay. We have one roll off the line every 45 seconds, and it is nearly perfect." How about you? So, but good news. If you're looking for an F-150, there's going to be plenty in the supply chain. And think about the parking lot that holds 7,000 pickup trucks. That's big.
That's going to be a pretty big parking lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine, go out there and just check the oil on all those. Make sure it's up.
Yeah, let's see. Every one of them occupies, they're about 18 feet long and about 6-7 feet wide.
Yeah.
That's about 100 square feet plus the space in between them times 7,000. That's a lot of square feet.
Can you go get my pickup truck? It's the red one out there.
Yeah, it's the one out there in the middle. You just have to move several hundred to get it.
Exactly. So, but that will be a big year. It's for the 2022 model year, of course, though that will be available right away in 2021.
Yep,
so that's
in
exciting.
January.
I look forward to driving it, and I know you do too. A couple of new vehicles or refreshed vehicles from Nissan. Nissan is on a big move to get a lot of new product out there. And two of the new ones out of the gate, or significantly fresh ones out of the gate, the 2021 Nissan Leaf, it comes as the Leaf or the Leaf Plus. The Leaf gets 149 miles range out of a 40 kilowatt battery, which seems pretty short these days. And the Leaf Plus has a 62 kilowatt lithium-ion battery, and that has a little bit higher horsepower electric motor, 160 kilowatt electric motor, and that delivers a range of 226 miles. These are not huge numbers anymore, are they? I mean, you can get a Bolt that gets 250 or 258, and we are going to go well beyond that. So probably time for a major rethink on the Leaf, right?
It probably is, but I bet these are underrated.
Mm-hmm.
And the Leaf is very popular.
Yeah. And the S Plus is the one that gets that 226-mile range. That's 38,220, but you can go up to a Leaf SL Plus, a little bit less miles, but more equipment, 43,920, and that's good for a 215-mile range. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the Nissan Leaf and the updated Nissan Murano. So stay tuned to Cruise Control Radio, your on-air automotive magazine. For the latest updates on cruise control, follow us on Twitter at Cruise Control Rad. That's CRUISECTRLRAD. Cruise Control Rad.
Cruise Control.
Welcome back to Cruise Control. Les and Fred here. We were talking about the Leaf before the commercial break, and
the electric. That's like 10 years old now. I mean, it came out 10 years ago.
That's right. And again, it's a very, very popular car. And what I like, the Leaf and the Leaf Plus can be charged now up to 80% of their range in 40 to 45 minutes. That's using the quick charge port, which means 220 volts.
Yep.
240.
They're also one of the first to do, they call it the E-pedal, but the one pedal to start, accelerate, and decelerate and come to a full stop using the accelerator pedal. Do you like that when you drive electric cars? I like it a lot, actually.
I really liked it in traffic.
Yeah. It's like driving a golf cart. That's the way you drive a golf cart.
Yeah.
So kind of cool. Well, also significantly refreshed for 2021 is the Nissan Murano. We don't talk much about that, but it gets a pretty good refresh, including a new special edition package that replaces the previous SV Premium package with a new dual-plane moonroof, intelligent all-around view, Primatex appointed seats, heated front seats, and 20-inch dark charcoal aluminum alloy wheels. So some freshening there, some new content. The Murano S front-wheel drive starts at $33,510. And then when you get into the all-wheel drives, the S all-wheel drive is $34,060. Murano SV all-wheel drive, $37,190. Go up to the SL, you pop over to $41,460. And the Murano top of the range, Platinum all-wheel drive, is $45,610. Some significant refreshing, though, for this model year. Some new special editions. I love this writing. Murano's engaging social lounge feeling interior includes features such as advanced zero-gravity front and outboard rear seating. Social lounge.
Okay, it's a little flowery, but one thing I've always respected the Murano for is it was the first SUV that was designed with a stylish look.
Yeah, I agree. Most of them
they were all boxy
and blocky. And this was, when it came out, it really turned heads. It really turned heads a couple of generations back, especially on the interior. The interior was kind of ahead of its time.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
It's become a little bit more integrated into the Nissan family style-wise. Probably the flashiest style of the current model now, and the refresh model is the quarter panel has that bump in it, which I'm not really crazy about. It's sort of like a tail fin on the side, isn't it? That little bump.
Bit. I don't mind it. It's structurally, it makes the metal panels much stronger.
Yes. Well, let's move on to a vehicle that you probably don't get to see that often. I know you've driven the first generation of it, but now Toyota is revealing the second generation Mirai fuel cell electric vehicle. This is basically a car that generates its own electricity from hydrogen It is has an incredible range of 402 miles on the XLE grade. Very high-end luxury. Looks like a great car. I would imagine this is not available to dealers unless there is some hydrogen source close by, right?
That is correct. And right now, it's been largely contained to the West Coast, but hydrogen infrastructure is being built right now between Boston and New York and DC and ultimately Atlanta. So a couple years, you'll be able to, depending on where you live, drive not too many miles to get your hydrogen.
And what will they be? Will they be like traditional filling station style setups?
Yeah. Yeah, they had one that they were testing. Department of Energy was testing one here in DC about 6 or 7 years ago, and it was just like a gas station. And you had these things that looked somewhat like a gas pump, and you would put a credit card in and grab the nozzle.
Hose, nozzle. Yeah.
Well, it was a nozzle, but it was obviously it could only be used with a hydrogen car, and it's you stuck it in and then you twisted it to lock it
Like a bayonet mount, they call that.
like a bayonet mount. Very foolproof. Nothing worked unless everything was hooked up correctly, and it filled up in 3 or 4 minutes.
I still say fuel cells might play a role in the future, don't you? I mean,
I think they're going to play a big role.
wouldn't this be great for Class 8 tractor trailers and things like that?
Yeah.
And anything that has to go long distances. What are the benefits? You can have a smaller battery, but you need space for tanks, right? And I think Toyota's done an amazing job with this vehicle. I hope they bring one over to the East Coast to drive. I don't know if there are any hydrogen filling stations around. I'll have to look, I guess.
There should be something in the New York area. I believe we'll see them this year available for us to drive. And I love them. I mean, I think it's just great technology. A fuel cell is not large. Fuel cell with electric motor is all about the size of a typical V6 engine, and huge, range. And the beauty is, the only exhaust is distilled water.
Wow. That's pretty cool. And
That's it.
What they've done this year on the Toyota Mirai is they have switched to a rear drive platform, which allows different proportions. They call it coupe-like. I still have a problem with calling a four-door a coupe. It's just the way I am, But it also allows for more room in the cabin, and it allows them to move around the proportions of the vehicle, and an overall better place for the hydrogen tanks and things like that. Roomier cabin, more usable space, and the battery is on the back of the rear seat in the trunk, and then the tanks are kind of integrated into the car itself. Inside, obviously not in the cabin, but they're
right.
Hidden away nicely. Pretty cool that this vehicle's built there. I wonder how many of these each year are sold, or are they just leased? I think they're just leased, aren't they?
I think they're generally leased, just like the Honda and the Hyundai, not the Nexus, but the Nexo.
Pretty cool stuff. And pricing for these things, the XLE grade has a starting price of $49,500, which is $9,050 less than the outgoing 2020 Mirai model. And the limited grade has a price of $66,000. That's with the option of the super chrome alloy wheels. Super chrome alloy. That's
what is super chrome?
I don't know. But interesting bit of trivia here. Fuel cell technology predates the automobile by a half century. A Welsh physicist combined hydrogen and oxygen in the presence of an electrolyte and produced electric current. Pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, we got to start using that because I think it's great tech. Hey, when we come back, we're going to tell you about the most popular color for cars worldwide. Stay tuned. Cruise Control Radio goes live every Saturday starting at 10 a.m. Eastern. To listen, click the link on our homepage. Go to www.cruisecontrolradio.com.
Cruise Control.
And welcome back to Cruise Control. Les and Fred here. Well, let's talk about color. As you know, of course, my artistic nature.
Are you Bob Ross? Let's talk about color. Wow, there's a
I don't
cloud.
think I'm going to convince anybody I have an artistic nature. But when it comes to cars, I do, like anybody else, I have my favorite colors. And I've had a lot of fun choosing colors for the cars I've restored over the years and then painting them.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is, what are the most popular colors? And, every year or year or two, there's something particularly a fad or a hot color. For many years or a number of years, you and I constantly joked that everything that we drove was silver.
Yeah, that changed a bit, though. It's more mixed up now, I think.
Yeah. But they're still our favorite colors of the general American public.
Yeah. And actually, even worldwide, this is Axalta's, which is a paint manufacturer, 68th annual Global Automotive Color Popularity Report. They've been doing it for 68 years. Wow.
Yeah.
White is the most popular color at 38% of all vehicles. And it's been the case for the last decade. I never was a fan of white cars. I know you had one.
Yeah, I like white with the right shape.
Uh-huh.
But if it's just like a four-door sedan, I think white is really boring. Interestingly, the most popular ice cream is vanilla. So it's not a surprise to me that white is the most popular car color.
I like vanilla ice cream. I probably like vanilla ice cream better than white color cars. I mean, white.
I love vanilla ice cream because I can add pecans to it and crushed up Oreo cookies.
Keeping it healthy, Les Jackson.
Hey, look, if you're going to eat the ice cream, just do it big.
Go big or go home. Yeah.
That's it.
So the next most popular color, one that has people who do body prep all over the world worried always or on their A game is black, 19%.
Okay. Now, I hate black.
Because it shows
as a car
scratches.
Color. I hate it. I've always hated it. I hate it's very popular with the hot rodders to be triple black.
Mm-hmm.
Black interior. I can't stand that. To me, it doesn't show the details of the car in or out. It looks depressing to me. It's impossible to keep clean.
Yeah.
Utterly impossible.
You got to be perfect on your body prep because it's going to show any imperfection.
Can't stand it.
Gray has become not silver. Gray has been.
I like gray.
I like that color that I think it's a Jeep color or called Destroyer. It looks like haze gray almost from.
I like that gray. It's very appealing.
Yeah, I think that's a nice color because it's lighter than silver, but it's not as light as white. But that's become popular. And there's also silver. Silver's still popular. Silver has a, uh, kind of an elegance to it. Certain silvers.
It is perceived as expensive,
Yes.
as high end, and that's why it appeals to a lot of people.
Also blue, 7%. I like blue. I
love blue.
always like metallic blue, and I like metallic red too.
I love red. I like some browns and beiges, but not very many.
I'm not a big brown. To me, that says like 90s.
Well,
or
brown
80s.
belongs on the inside.
Yeah, brown is good on the inside, but
it's great on the inside. Orange, my feeling is about orange.
Yeah, I'm not big on orange. Torch
No.
red was the most popular color choice for a 2020
Yep.
Corvette. But interesting, only 7% of compact sport car owners chose red. Now, I have a theory about this. I like small cars to be a bright color because people can see you coming. I think there truly is the old fire engine,
Yeah.
ruling that they can see you coming in a bright color car, especially
That's
on a
why
gray
they
day.
choose, red and that yellowish or greenish yellow. Those are
I never liked
colors
that color.
that saturate the retina, and people see them sooner
Yeah.
and clearer, and that's why emergency vehicles are painted that way.
Well, seriously, have you ever, like, you're driving along and someone doesn't have their lights on a gray day and they have a gray car? It's hard to see them.
Boy, yeah, it's like squirrels on a pavement. You can't see them.
So color choice actually is a safety.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not a big fan of some of those like golds and I'm not a big orange fan.
No.
And I'm not a big fan of yellow either.
It has to be the right yellow. Most yellows just are too yellow.
One yellow I don't like is that faded yellow that was popular on Corvettes. Looked like faded white.
Yeah.
Looked like maybe it was yellow and it sat out in the sun too much. I just never liked that. I don't know. It's just, that's our take on the Exalta Global Automotive Color Popularity Report. Of course, that is one of the big things. I think a lot of people go pretty conservative on color. I do like the fact that there's a lot of two-tone cars coming in with a black roof.
I love that. I love that. There was a period in my youth when I was in grade school in the late 50s, there were 2 years when mostly Chrysler products, but other companies, they had 3-tone paint.
Wow, that must have been
expensive. The top was one color, the body was another, and the side trim was a third.
Wow.
And I loved it. It was just so interesting looking.
Yeah. Expensive to do. 3 trips to the paint booth.
Very expensive.
So I do like, though, that trend. I think it started with Mini, painting your roof a different color in modern days, modern times.
Yeah. And I like it.
And what's interesting, the Trailblazer, which we're going to talk about next, from Chevy, the modern version of it, is one of those vehicles that has a 2-tone roof. And interesting story here from the GM Authority website. They went through the test with the National Highway Safety Administration test. They got a 4-star crash test rating, which is not bad. And others would have been
not bad,
fine with that. But Chevy felt they wanted the coveted 5-star rating. So they went back to work. They upgraded the Trailblazers, got it retested. And now it is a 5-star rated vehicle. So what happens with the stickers is if you bought one between 1/20/2020 and 7/13/2020, it gets rated 4 stars. Between 7/14/2020 and 11/30/2020, it's not rated. And now 12/01/2020 and later will get 5 stars. So just something to think about if you're buying a trailblazer. They went back and did some tweaking to braking and things like that. It was basically software related, and they got a better rating. Good for Chevy doing that, right?
I think that's a really, really good thing to do. It will affect the value of the ones that didn't have the rating, but I think not too much.
Yeah. That's a nice vehicle. I drove one of those.
Yeah, you really liked it.
I liked it. I thought it was pretty good value for the money and had everything in it. Had a lot of technology in it, and a 3-cylinder, 1.3 liter turbo engine. Not a lot of cubic inches there, but one of the fun vehicles we drove. You're going to have one coming up after the break, a Toyota Corolla SE, right here on Cruise Control Radio. We drive them all, whether it's an expensive vehicle or an inexpensive vehicle. So that is the way to go. Right now, we want to tell you before the break about the Ford Escape. They have a great discount available. They're offering some major discounts to those in the New York City, Detroit, Miami, and Los Angeles areas. In New York City, they're offering $5,500 off or $3,000 cash back and 0% APR for 60 months if you're financing. In Detroit, it's $500 off for new cash purchases and 3.9% APR for 84 months. In Miami, you can get a $4,500 discount while financed or $2,000 cash back. And in LA, the best deal is for financing is $2,000 cash and 0% APR. Cash buyers can get a $4,250 discount. So pays to check. Cruise Control Radio goes live every Saturday starting at 10 a.m. Eastern. To listen, click the link on our homepage. Go to www.cruisecontrolradio.com. Feeling a little dim? Don't blame your brain or the weather. Hazy headlights may be the problem. Hazed or cloudy plastic headlights can reduce your vehicle's visibility on the road, making it very difficult to see the road and for other cars to see you. Now you can restore plastic headlight lenses to like-new clarity with the Lens Renewal Kit from 3M, an easy-to-use solution for removing the yellowing and hazing that reduces headlight performance and visibility. For more information, visit www.3mcarcare.com.
Cruise Control.
And welcome back to Cruise Control. We are here, Les and Fred, and it wouldn't be Cruise Control without an At the Wheel review, would it, Fred?
No, that's right. At the wheel. Les Jackson, at the wheel.
We test everything. Price ranges upwards, approaching $1 million on occasion. And, for just the average person, especially somebody young who's never owned a car before.
Or maybe their first car, their first new car.
Yeah. Well, you wonder what's out there that's very reasonable, that gives me a terrific value, that I could drive maybe for 10 years and not worry very much about. Well, the Toyota Corolla is one of those cars. It's been around. This model name has been around since 1966, which is a long, long time. And this is the latest generation. I have no idea what generation it is. It's been so many. But it keeps exactly what its tradition was, which is a basic car. It's not it used to be entry level, but believe me, it's not anymore. It's functional. It's roomy enough. It gives you more for the money, I think, than just about anything. This is the Toyota Corolla SE, which is just ever so slightly up from the base model S. This particular one is Blue Crush Metallic. We were talking earlier about blue cars.
Yep, blue metallic, one of my favorites.
That's right. Gray interior, which I happen to like much more than black. And to be honest, I was a little bit surprised because I'm not familiar with this factory. Toyota has 11 factories in the United States. This is Blue Springs, Mississippi.
Yeah, To be honest, I've never heard of that factory.
I haven't either. I'm going to look it up because it's just interesting. Anyway, this thing has a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine. Toyota's venerable engines, they're just bulletproof. And Fred, a 6-speed manual transmission.
Wow, I've heard of those. I haven't seen one in years.
There's a second pedal on the left down there,
and you press it.
And when
right?
when you push it, you can shift the gears and let the pedal out, and the car actually.
I met someone once that used one of those.
Yeah. So, needless to say, I didn't have to lock it because it's theft proof.
That's right.
Nobody can drive it. Anyway, it has 18-inch wheels, which are kind of large for
a small car.
What we would describe as a basic car. But here's what you get with this thing. It's Toyota's Safety Sense 2.0 pre-collision with pedestrian detection. You get dynamic radar cruise control, which means it will hold its distance.
Which is wonderful.
That's right. Lane departure alert and steering assist. How about that?
Yeah, that's
a basic vehicle.
Yeah.
Automatic high beams, road sign assistance. It actually knows in some cases what comes up. 10 airbags, which is not
you didn't try those,
uncommon these days.
You didn't try those.
Of course, push button start because nobody knows how to put a key in anymore. And other than that, the exterior has a moonroof, a tilt and slide moonroof. It's not not an exotic one, but there it is. This is all in the price. There are no options on this car. Okay, so back inside. Oh, by the way, LED headlights.
Wow. Now that used to be like a real high-end piece.
That was a high-end thing. And this car has 5-star ratings on everything.
Wow.
So, man, you can't go wrong. It has an 8-inch touch screen, 6-speaker audio system, Bluetooth, of course, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, of course. A 3-month free trial of Sirius XM.
Wow.
Everybody's kind of offering that.
But to see Sirius XM in a car this price is pretty good.
That's right. And I hate to say it's manual adjustable seats.
Okay.
So that means you actually have to know how to move the seat.
Pull a lever and
back and forth. I looked at the owner's manual. It wasn't hard to figure out.
Yeah, I bet you.
That's just, we're very spoiled. They're not heated. I mean, come on. Getting heated seats for this price, I think, is asking a bit too much. And anyway, so you get all that. You get a 5-year warranty, bumper to bumper. You get 36 miles to the gallon.
Wow.
On the highway, 29 in the city. I was getting well over 40.
That's great.
Just cruising along. It's just amazing. So, so what do you pay for this thing? Well, you pay $22,975.
Wow.
And that's before you strike a deal.
So you might get it for 20.
I think you would get it for 20. In fact, I think right now, end of the year, late December is the time to buy a car. A 2020 model year car, because you'll get all kinds of deals. And likelihood is you could get it for maybe 19.
Wow. And that thing will last you for a long time.
What, forever. Toyotas are just bolted together better than virtually anything. So what is not to like here? If you're a first-time owner, if you're sending one of your kids to college, You want another car for the family, just a going around car to use for errands and so on. Why would you not get this?
It also comes down to it might make better sense to buy something like this for a first car than a used car because you get all the latest safety stuff. Also, it's available as a hatchback as well. I drove that hatchback, which wasn't much more than what you have. It was a 6-speed manual. I drove that in the summer, and people loved it. It was cool. It was white, the most popular color, with a black roof. It looked cool.
It is cool.
And they're like, that's a Toyota, And the interior, I said it really has everything in it that you need. I think it was a gray interior. And I thought
it's very comfortable seats.
Yeah, it was a great car.
Out.
I enjoyed it. I thought, well, this is not like, and it's not extravagant, but it didn't look plain either. And it had all the safety features. And yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, nice driving, quiet.
And remember,
inside.
It's a car, so you can deal. It's a
car.
Yeah.
Just I think about so many people walking in dealerships and not even seeing it, not even noticing it.
Right. And I would be my opening salvo would be like, well, it's a car, no one wants it, so we've got to come way down on the price.
That's right. And you can lease these things for less than $200 a month.
Wow. There's also a hybrid model too. I've never
driven
there
is, yeah.
hybrid model, but that to me is interesting because Toyota does hybrids. Really, one of the best people to do a hybrid. So I wonder what that gets in miles. It must be way up there.
I don't think it's that much more expensive. It's probably
no. I mean mileage wise.
Mileage wise, it's probably 55.
Yeah. So really good vehicle. Great safety rating, good price. All right, we appreciate that At the Wheel review from Les. Time for me to say, I'm Fred Staab.
I'm Les Jackson.
We're going to see you down the road. Cruise Control Radio is your on-air automotive magazine. Go to www.cruisecontrolradio.com for more information.